All right, welcome back. So it's the kind of coming down to the wire on this thing. I don't know if I'm going to fly it at the event. I don't even know if I'm going to get done with it. But so here's my plan. Because of the gyro issues, I don't know why. I let myself get being OCD sometimes. I'm not crazy OCD, but we all are a little OCD. And the older I get, the worse it seems to get. But so I love the Cortexes, and they're super simple to set up, but sometimes they just don't work. And I don't know if it's just me or what, but the instructions are horrible. They're very basic. I mean, I know it's a basic setup, but when it comes to Futaba, certain things don't work like the instructions, which is what really screws it up. So, and being a serial receiver system, you would think it would be fairly simple, but for some odd reason, it's always kicks my butt. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. This time it is. So I don't know why I got wrapped up around it. I wasted like between the gyro and the radio stuff and things. I wasted like 3 days. It was crazy. So I don't need the damn gyro to fly this jet. This jet flies perfectly fine without a gyro. So that being said, I'm going to stop messing with the gyro. It's in there, and once everything else is done, I can always go back and just unplug 2 wires from the receivers, plug those into the gyro, and then take my extra 2 leads and go from the gyro to the receivers. And maybe one of my buds at Mississippi Jets will see what I'm not seeing. Like I said, I've just been really busy. I work full time as a contractor for the government, working for the Army. Side business that I have with Zykoi and all the other items I sell, the little online hobby shop. Doing this plus a wife and a kid, So I get kind of busy at times, and sometimes my brain just gets to a point where it's short circuiting, and that's kind of where I'm at lately. It's like the worst time to be doing this stuff. But you just got to work through it. So last night I was out here packing up and kind of getting some things ready for Mississippi, and I started to work on this, and I'm like, you know what? I'm exhausted because I haven't really been sleeping that well, thanks to the Army. That's old stuff, but I kind of go through these phases, anyways. But so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go in and decompress and just get a good night's sleep. I actually bought, because of this pinched nerve issue I've been having and just getting old and all the back and neck issues I've had for years. I bought one of those square pillows, and I have to say it takes a little bit of getting used to. I'm only on night 2 with it, just because of the squared angle and where that square angle touches you. I wish they would round the angles a little bit. So I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna take the pillow out and I'm gonna trim the edge. But other than that, it actually is legit. It works great, especially if you're a side sleeper. And I'm definitely more comfortable going to sleep on my side and then end up waking up on my back. But yeah, it's actually a cool product. So I would recommend you give it a try. I mean, it's got like a 90-day free trial on it. But anyway, so shut up, back to this. So I didn't do much last night. I haven't even finished packing, and I'm gonna leave like stupid early in the morning to go to Mississippi. So my plan today is to get these tanks in, get the tank in because I'm gonna have to do some hard mounts for glue, and then I'm gonna load a little, which I don't have a lot to load. It's not a lot, and then I'm gonna come back to this, do the radio programming, and which everything's working. I've just got to adjust midpoints, endpoints, and any kind of mixing that I need to do. And I have a lot of the data for stab neutral positions. So, and I'll cover that when I get to it. I don't want to go jumping in that. So it'll be a fairly quick setup. Plus, like I said, I've had one of these before, and I kind of know what to do. And I want to get it. I need to get it to a point where I can put it on the CG stand today before I load it. That way I know how much weight I'm going to have to add. And then I'll take it out at the event and I'll put it on the table, and I've got 3 other jets to fly, and I want to get some video. That's one thing I never really do, is get video of me flying. But now that I've got this GoPro and I can strap it to my head, I want to get some good flight video this time. I'm going to go up and down the flight line for people, showing them all the jets there, and just kind of show you this event and how it rolls. I mean, I don't compete. RC for me is it's a hobby. It's fun. It's relaxation. It's time with friends, and I've always kind of kept my side business small for that very reason. I didn't want it to ruin. I didn't want anytime you take a hobby and you turn it into a business, you can ruin it. And I was very close last year. Like I almost threw in the towel last year on the RC stuff, for a while because of how bad these jets were quality wise and trying to get them, like the A7 was just hideous. Good news is a buddy of mine has got one, and he said that they implemented some stuff in his that I did in mine. So yeah, the Chinese, they copy everything, so why would they not copy? I told them they needed to do some things anyways, so they did it. So good on them, but I still wouldn't recommend T1. But I digress. So that's where we're at, and I'm doing too much with my hands. Gotta stop that. But yeah, I'm gonna go and get some good footage at the event for you guys, and just kind of show you what it is it's about. Like, this is not a competition. Like Mississippi jets. There's jets all over the country, but the ones I go to, Kentucky jets, Georgia jets, Mississippi jets, I want to add in a couple more, like maybe late fall, and early winter, because here in the South, you can go to a lot of the jets. So there's some up north that I want to go to, maybe out towards the Carolinas I want to go to. I eventually want to go to Joel Knoll. I've never been there. But these are not competitions. They are just go and fly, have fun. I go to hang out with friends and fly, because a lot of these big jets I can't fly here locally, so I get to fly them at events. So that's what it's all about for me. Like, there's plenty of competitions if you want to do that, where you can go do 3D, you can do scale competitions, you can do precision flying, anything your heart desires, there's out there. I just don't do that. One, that takes a level of dedication and time that I just don't have. But I just don't have the desire to do that. Like, I don't want to do that. So that's for the people, if you want to do that, that's on you. That's cool. I highly encourage it. But it's just not what I do. So that's kind of where we're at. And what I'm doing, I've already done, is I got these are the fuel lines. These will attach to the vent lines on the main tanks. Even though they're a saddle, they're still the main tank for each engine. This is kind of like a saddle. It's like a dual saddle. And this will be the one that, depending on if I need, if I got like to wait to get out on the flight line because there's other people waiting to go, the more I can fill this completely up, and I don't even need a taxi tank. And then if I don't need, if there's nobody waiting, then I can obviously fill it like halfway full or a quarter full, because the mains on this have almost as much fuel as I need for my flight time. So this is really just an extra, kind of like a saddle or a taxi tank almost for me. So, but I've already cut and measured for these. I did go back and I put some foam, just some like regular foam padding, and I kind of ran it across here over top of those 2 air tanks that are in there to keep them secure. Plus, it covers up these, because you can see through these side vents, and you can see white tanks. So I actually need to push this forward because I can still see the white tank a little bit. Plus, it covers up the white of those tanks, so you don't see it. It makes it look black, and it secures them, so they're not moving around or flapping around when they're in there. So, and then this will just, I haven't decided on how I'm going to mount it. I'm probably going to, because I got these 2 wood mounts on each side here that are holding these in. I'm probably going to do a little piece of ply on each side to glue into that, so it'll be supported on each side at this same point here. And then I will do some shoe goop like right in this area. That way I can always take like a flat steel ruler and run under here and break it loose. And then maybe like some kind of attachment point, because there's a big cross beam. Let me grab that. Got this big cross beam here, which is just a laminated some light ply with some aircraft ply that goes across right here that basically helps the G loading of these wings. It keeps the wings from folding up. And I can push this up against that and maybe put like glue a block on this, or glue it onto this, and then maybe just have a screw in, because you can take this apart. It's layered, so I could take the front part off, undo that screw, and then this would come, you know, obviously come loose. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, which is what I'm going to do now. But this is, so I'm going to stop this one, and I'm going to go ahead and cut some blocks, prep it, and then I'll pick up on the next video. And then while this is drying, I'm going to load a few more things, get the last few things I needed to kind of load. I got to start gathering some tools and some things like that to take with me. And then I'll hop on some programming. Once that's kind of to a point, I need to take another break. I need to run and go get some gasoline from our generator. Then I'll come back and I'll do more. And I'll kind of do that until I'm done this evening. I'm not going to go too late because I got to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's about a 5-hour drive from here in Huntsville to Mississippi. So I want to get there about 9-ish in the morning. So I'm probably going to get up around 3:15 and leave by 3:30. Rolling out, red eye. But you guys take it easy, and appreciate all the comments, man. I love that. People are commenting, and I'm getting like random viewers. So that means my stuff's starting to spread around a little bit. I've been doing this, like I started this before like YouTube RC stuff was popular, man. Like back in, gosh, can't remember, like 2010 is when I first started doing. No, shoot, I think I was in South Alabama teaching flight school. So yeah, Dothan. I was in Dothan. So 2010ish, I started doing this. You know, and then I kind of took a hiatus for a while because of military deployments and moving around, not really having a shop to build. And then, you know, once I retired, you know, kind of picked it back up and I've been going ever since. So I appreciate that. People are commenting and asking questions and stuff. That's what this is kind of like I enjoy. So, but yeah, if you like the stuff, you know, subscribe, give it a thumbs up. That helps me. Like I said, I don't get paid for any of this. Yeah. And if you got some recommendations, somebody already mentioned doing, basically doing like a playlist for each build. And I did that. Like if you look on my playlist, I have like my original A10, my F-16s going all the way back to, gosh, 2000, like I said, 2010. And I've kind of gotten lax with that on this one in the last couple. But when I get to the SU and finishing up the Giant Viper, I will kind of organize some stuff into some playlists for people. But you guys have a good one, and I'm going to get back to it. Cheers.